Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is AQILAH binti NURAZHAR, and today I will present about the MIT App Inventor. So as you can see, I'll show the design first. Okay, our project name is Urbax Gym Application, and this is our sign up page. And this is our blogs inside the sign up page. When we click the sign up button, it will do set into the web 1 that it will set into this URL. Inside this URL, I will explain a bit that this is my IP address, and I store the sign up PHP inside the folder named MIT. So let's look at the sign up PHP first. So yeah, we include the connection PHP, which is this connection that we connect into MariaDB. MariaDB is the name of our database. Next, we will select from users. Users is the table name inside the MariaDB, and we will insert all the details into the same table. So yep. So let's try to run. I have set up the emulator. So we will enter any username and email. And password. So I set my username Tequila and password AQILAH. So we will click the sign up button, and it will show alert data save. So it will direct into the sign in page, sign in screen. So meanwhile that we wait for the emulator, I will explain a bit about the button function inside the sign in. So when we click the button login, it will set the web into this link, which is the same IP address, and but with different PHP. So I'll show the sign in PHP first. Sign in PHP is here. It's almost the same like sign up, but we only select users, and we only select the attributes inside this table from that database. And yep, it's almost the same. And get response equals to 200 meaning that the standard response for the successful HTTP page. So yep. So let's try to log in. The same username. Oh yeah, before that I will show you guys either just now the sign up details, is it inside the database yet? So yeah, it is in the database, Tequila and AQILAH. So we will enter the same Tequila, AAA and AQILAH. So we try to log in, and it will show the login successful, and it will redirect us to the homepage. So the button inside our homepage is only two, which is location button and profile button. Both of it will direct into another screen. So yeah, this is about our Urbax Fitness Center as Ipoh area's most pristine and professional gym. We have trained a lot of people for the past 4 years to reach their maximum athletic potential. From our various classes for adults to our specialty youth classes, everyone that enters our facility will learn how to bring out the muscle head in themselves. Let's get ripped. So at first I will click the button to profile. So meanwhile the emulator is setting up, so I will explain a bit of the button inside the profile. So yeah, when we initialize the screen, profile name screen to call
to list procedure.
So we look at the to list first. So to list, we initialize the database to create empty list. At this file, at this screen, I used a tinydb1 as the database. So we call the tinydb1 to get text and add the item inside the tinydb, and then set the list view to receive the database. And when meanwhile I entered the details inside the text box, the save button only will appear to be function. The rest it will not be function. So next I will explain a bit about the save
procedure.
So we call the tinydb to store all the information, and
for the clear procedure,
we set the text box into 0, into nothing. So let's move on to the, when we click the save button, we will set at first it will set the text box into 0 index, and if the user doesn't put their name or sorry, this is the ID. name doesn't put their name or ID or kilo, and it will appear this alert. Next, then it will initialize the check, and it will call the tinydb to get the information. And in here we can see if the user click the button save, then the text box, the details inside the text box will put into index 1, ID will put to index 2, kg will put into index 3 and 4. So meanwhile this thing will set into the index, so it can allow us to update and delete the button. Else it will call
all the procedures just now,
ensure that data have been saved. So lastly, inside the list v1, so as you can see, we initialize the whole to empty list, and then we set the list view into the selection that we can select, and we put the same thing, which is we set the text box into the index 1 and so on. And then if we click button delete
or button update,
it will function. So yeah, let's try it on. So ID I will put anything, 132. Name I'll try to put Mimi, and kilo 70 165. Okay, and as you can see, I told earlier that when we fill in the form, the button of update and delete doesn't appear. So we save first, and it shows the alert data has been saved. And then if we click any of it, and then we can edit. Let's say I will edit the kilo 80, and this one I will put 180 or so. So we try to click update, and see for the Mimi, the kg has been updated. And if we want to delete, we can just delete from here. The data has been deleted. The data has been deleted. So yeah. So we go back to the location. Sorry, we move on to the location, which is, I will explain the blocks first. So when the screen location initialized to set global all the information of Urbax Fitness Center and all the addresses and then we'll put into the list view. And then when we click the button search, the location list that we set as the global location list, create empty list, and we set the user tags, which is the user input to uppercase and contains all the tags. And yeah, we'll add item to the
Global location list.
and it will get item. So if the empty list, it will call the notifier to show that no location match, and it will set the list view of elements to the,
Global location list.
and then this is I initialize the local list, user tag and items. And if we click button clear, it will set the text box into 0, which is nothing, and it will appear the set of the list just now. So yeah, let's try. So I'll try to search for Royal Club. So we click search and it will appear Royal Club in Pulau Pinang, and we click clear and it will delete inside the text box. And in here we can scroll down to find the location, and also inside the map
We can zoom out.
and find the exact location. So we have three gyms in Ipoh, and we have one in Georgetown, 2 in Selangor, and 1 in Kedah. So next, if we click button next, it will direct into the membership plan. So for membership plan, this is the blocks, which is if the user click button 7, it will direct into location. Button 8 will direct into CRUD. So basically button 7 is the back button, button 8 is the book now button. So yeah, just wait for it to appear. So yeah, this is the membership plan. We have 3 plans: basic plan, and all the description, gold plan and premium plan. Okay, then we will click to the moving on to the next screen, which is CRUD. CRUD stand for create, read, update and delete. So yep, meanwhile wait for the emulator to set up. I will explain a bit of the screen. So when we click the button, create button, we will direct into this create PHP, which is I've put in here. Create PHP that connect into the same connection, and it will select from booking member. Booking member is the new table that I created for the King membership plan. So it will insert into the booking member all the details back into the button. So it will post stats all the information, and when the web 1, I set web 1 for the create button. So yeah, when the web 1 receive the text, it will call the notifier to dismiss progress dialog and get the response into 200, and it will show alert. So let's try for the button create first. So I'll put name AQILAH, IC number 01121608 102 011216. Okay, address I will just put Jalan Perkasa, and membership I will select basic membership, basic plan. So scroll down and we click the button create. The data has been saved. So how can we display the details above. So we just click the read button. So it will appear. This is the data that I've inserted before. Anyways, I will explain about the read button, which is in here. So the read button, it will call the notifier tree, and it will show that the sign of for a while the title is loading, and then it will set the web tree into this URL, which I put set as name read. So for read PHP, just the same. It's just I echo to display all the information, and I select the info from booking member table. So yep. And then the web tree, if it receives the text, and it will check the connection, check the response code, and then it will split to display it splitly like this. It has split it from 2. So this is the code for to split the elements, and then it will show notifier message if the code doesn't write. So yeah, for the read, I have tried now. It functioned well. Next, I will show you guys about the update button function. So when the update button function click, it will set the web tool into this URL, which is the update PHP. So let's look on update PHP. We include the same connection, and we select from the same table, which is booking table, and where IC is we set as primary key, and then we update the booking table and set into all the details. And then if it correct, the data has been updated. If not, it will show data have not found. So, and then going back to the blog, as we can see, we call the web tool to post text all the details, and then the web tools, when it receives the text, it will call the notifier tool to dismiss progress dialog. And if the response code is 200, it will call notifier tool to get the response code and set all the details except for IC, because IC cannot be changed. And else, the call notifier will show that please check your connection, and the title of the message is connection, and the button will appear okay. So let's try. So we will try to edit the address, Jalan Mulia, and I will change the plan to premium plan. So we will try to update. So it appears that data has been updated, but it doesn't appear here, right? So let's look at the AQILAH, the same IC and name, but I've changed the address and plan, which is the Jalan Mulia and premium plan. And then next, for the in here, it doesn't update it, right? So we can just refresh by click read, and it will change instantly, where it will shows that AQILAH, the address is Jalan Mulia, and the plan is premium plan. So next we will try on button delete. So when button delete click, it will do set the web for into this URL delete PHP. So let's look at delete PHP, include the same page connection, PHP connection, and then it will select from same table booking member, where I see as the primary key, and then it will delete from booking member. It will delete all the details related, even though we only fill in the IC. So we will call the web for user to fill in IC info in text for IC, and then when web for got the text, it will call the notifier for to dismiss progress dialog, and it will get the response code equals to 200, and if yes, then it will get the response code. If not, then it will show the same thing. Please check your connection, the title of connection, and button OK. So let's try to delete AQILAH details. So the IC number just now, the same IC number. So like we just click delete. So in here it doesn't change, right? So we try to refresh, and yeah, it has delete in PHP admin. And we try to refresh here by click read. So it has instantly delete the whole details. So yep, the last button is logout, and when the user click your logout button, it will direct into the screen 1, which is the sign in. So yep, that's all from us. Thank you for watching. Bye.
My name is IZZATI binti AHMAD Johari. I am from class 4D and I will be explaining about our website system. Okay, this is the index.php page. So in this page, I have login button. We have home page here, and if we click this button here, we go to the about us, which is just this simple about us. And this is for non-member, and for a member they need to log in into the system. Alright, this is the login page. Let's say they new to the website, so they need to register. They can either click register button here or create an account here. So I will click here, create an account. We go to this page, which is register the PHP page. Let's say they want to go to is Mimi at gmail.com, and then right, and password is Mimi. So they need to click the register button here, and it will go redirect to this index to PHP back. So they need to log in the new account that they have created, which is Mimi, and log in. And they will redirect to this user home.php, which is they are the user, so they need to go to the user home page like this one. I have the same home page, which is more about us and all. And I have home button, clouds location, equipment, payment, calendar, feedback, and our team. And also, let's say they want to go to the admin page. Let's say I am the admin, so I want to log in myself as the admin. So I just here admin, the password, and login. So this is the admin page. See the admin task.php, it will redirect to this page. You have the color blue here, the blue one here. The user is the yellow one and the admin is the blue one. So use of user is the blue one, like that. Alright, and I will explain about the search for the user. So this is the PHP, the HTML from line 1 until line 59. These all are the HTML. We are using some of the Bootstrap, and this is the CSS, and all of this is the navigation bar. And this one is the just text, and this one is the text box, so the user can key in any word in the search bar. They can search by any clouds details. And also in line 62 until 91 is the JavaScript. I have function, which is function load data. it call in 965. It called the load data function, which is this one. Use in this function, it have ajax jQuery. The URL is clubs.php. Redirect to this page, this one here. And we use post method data. And this one here is when the member they search in the search bar and load the data here. And I will explain the web clubs.php. They need to create the connection, which is MariaDB, database, no password, and user is root. So in this line 9 is the IZZAT function checks that the variable is set or not. In other words, the variable has the variable has a value or not. In this case, IZZAT post query checks that the post query is set or not. It will be set if the user click the search bar. Line 11 here is search MySQL real escape string. The real escape string function escapes special character in a string for use in a SQL query, taking into account the current character set of the connection. So if the user put any search here, they will save in the attribute search. So this is the query. The member, they can search any attribute they want, which is CNAME, CADDRESS, CCT, CHOURS, and CEQUIPMENT. They can search any of this thing. Let's say they want to search city by Perak, they can just search Perak. If they want to search by equipment like treadmill, they can search treadmill. It's okay to put any club details. But if the member the user they don't search anything, so the table it will display a default order by CCT ascending order. Select from table clubs log. So this is the result if they search, and all of this yellow one is the table. Alright, the table responsive, we use bootstrap to do the table and the HTML, and also the CSS. So if the let's say the user put per list and don't have the per list data, I mean if the data does not exist, it will give a message like data is not found. Alright, that's all for the search. Alright, thank you. So this is the user side. It is a yellow one because it's user. I will click on the clubs location. Alright, this clubs location page, it have the search bar, so they can search any by club detail, which is club's name, address, CCT, hours, and equipment. Let's say they want to search in Perak. So it will display all the clubs details is in Perak, which is CCT here, Perak, and Perak, like here and here. Alright, so let's say they want to go to the 24 hours gym, so they can click 24 and it will display 24 hours gym. They can just search any of the club details, doesn't matter. So let's say the user search for non-existing data such as per list, so it will display data do not found message here. Right, that's all for the search one. And in this page, which is the admin side, admin test.php, it is the blue color one. And let's say the admin, they want to edit the list of user, like here, the blue color box here. It will show the ID of the member, username, email, phone number, password, and the delete action. So the admin, they either can delete or edit the data in the box here in the web page here. So let's say they want to edit the username of ID6, which is Ali. So I will edit, just if I want to edit, I will click the Ali box and put 66, and then simply click to any any outside of the box and click, and it will pop up the notification data updated. So say thank you and just click OK. So we will check in this. We refresh and Ali become Ali66 here. Alright, back to this. Let's say they want to delete this Ali66 username. The admin want to delete since maybe they don't have the membership at all. So they haven't been in the gym for so long, so they want to delete the data of email ali@gmail.com. So just admin need to click the delete button, so the pop-up will the notification will pop up and will ask, are you sure you want to delete this? And if not, just click cancel. If yes, just click OK. I want to delete this, so I will click OK. The data will be deleted, so just click OK again. Okay, so the Ali is gone in the box, and we will check in the database, refresh, and the Ali66, the Ali data is already gone because I click the delete button. Here I will be explaining about the CRUD session, which is I will be explaining admin clubslog.php in our website, and this is all the HTML of our website until 51, and 52 until 177 is our JavaScript language. So in the HTML we have ID live data. This is main page on which we have load data. On this page, first we have define the IP tag with attribute ID live data, which is this one. We will load data under this tag by using Ajax jQuery code, and it will use attribute ID as selected in jQuery code. In script language, here is the function called fetch data. This fetch data jQuery function will send request to select.php file, which is in this file. I will explain this file later. And we use Ajax here, and we'll go to the URL select.php here. Then after make this jQuery function, which is fetch data, it fetch data from table and convert in table format, and then display under div tag with attribute id live data. Under this function, which is fetch data function, it use Ajax here method for fetch data from server, and it display on web page. Then this function send request to this select.php file. We are using post method. Alright, in this we call the function, which is fetch data. When we have called this function, the page will load, and this function will be called, and it will load data on web page in HTML table format in our website. Okay, on this function, jQuery code, we have write jQuery code on button with ID button add on click event. When we click on the button, then it will insert the data into the table or into the database, into our database. And the variable, our variable is CNAME, which is club's location, the address of the location, city, hours, and equipment. And all of this is the under the button add function. And after fetching value here, I will explain about this. After fetching value from TD tag in select.php above here, right, then it will check the variable if it has some value or not. If both value has some value, then it will make Ajax request and send to insert.php. This one here, insert.php, this one here. And this one is the insert.php. I will explain later. With AJAX request, it will send value of TD tag to server. After successfully request, send and receive, it will reload table data by calling fetch data function, which is up here, fetch data function, right? Okay, I will explain about the edit one. Okay, in this jQuery code, we have made this edit data function with 3 arguments, which is ID, text, and column name. Value of all argument data has been sent to edit.php file. This one here, URL edit.php. I will send to edit.php page, which is this one. I will explain later. And we are using post method data also. And if the user have update the table or the data, the message alert will pop up, which is data updated, and you will say thank you, like this alert message. Okay, in this one here, also in the edit, under this function, this function, it will receive ID from data ID1 attribute. Data ID1 is CNAME. We use this CNAME as ID1. ID1 attribute and text of club's location name get from the TD class attribute with text method. This method will fetch next from TD tag and store into one variable. Then after we have called edit data, which is here, edit data function, which send AJAX request to edit the PHP page, and then after this, it will update or edit CNAME on table column data, which is here. It will repeat on all of this variable, which is C address, CCT, C hours, and C equipment with all of different ID1, C address for ID2, CCP ID3, C hours ID4, and C equipment is ID5. Alright. The last one is the delete.php. When we have clicked on delete button on the website, then this code will execute. With AJAX request, it has sent value of ID variable to delete.php page, which is this one, right? In AJAX request, it will receive response from server, and then it has called the fetch data function to refresh the table on the web page. So this is the button delete function, and after the user click the delete button, the system will give the user a pop-up notification like alert to double confirmation if they really want to delete the data. So this one here, are you sure you want to delete this? Okay. So just the same, the AJAX query, the AJAX here, we are using AJAX and post method here. So I will explain about select the PHP. This here we must put the DB equal to MySQL connect to attempt to connect MySQL server connection. We assume the running MySQL server is with default setting, which is user is root with no password. Okay, on this select.php page, it will fetch data from table and then convert the data into HTML table format and send back to fetch data function. This line 12 here, the query is to fetch all data from the cloud slog table and arrange the data by ID in ascending order. This line here, result, this is to execute the query and store the result set, which is stored in the result this here, right? And all of this this is the table bootstrap. It has saved in we use the bootstrap and call the table responsive, class table responsive, and all of this is our table. Okay, on line 28 here, MySQL num rows variable result more than 10. It returns the number of rows present in a result set. If no rows match the given criteria, then it returns false instead. In the while loop here, each time MySQL fetch array is invoked, it returns the next row from the result set as an array. The while loop is used to loop through all the rows in the result set. So we can see here, the value of individual field can be accessed from the row either by passing the field index or field name to the row variable, like row ID or row 0, row CNAME or row 1, like this. We have used this one, ID 1 or row ID, CNAME, ID 2, C address. Okay, the delete button on line 42, the delete button, we have defined delete button for removing live data without page refresh. Under this delete button, we have store unique ID in data attribute value of this data attribute. We can fetch in jQuery code while live remove or delete of particular records. In this button tag, we have add on class button delete, and we will use this class as selector in jQuery code. In both tags, we have also used one more attribute like content table, like this one here and this one here. All of this is content table. By using this attribute, we can live change the text or value this TD. Alright, and last one, the add button in line 56. Okay, in last TD tag, we have defined one button for add new live records. In that button, we have used ID attribute for selector in jQuery code. We will write jQuery code for live insert or add new records on this button. Okay, this is all for the select the PHP. I will go to the insert the PHP. So, like always, we must use this here attempt server connection. We need to create connection. The database name is MariaDB, same as before, MariaDB here. Alright, this page, it will receive data from AJAX request, and on this page, it will make insert query for inserting or adding data into my SQL table, and it will then respond to AJAX request by write the echo statement. Alright, this one here is the the query. The query here is to insert new data into the clubs log table. So if the user want to insert the data by using the system, they need to insert the CNAME, the address, the CCT, C hours, and the equipment of the gym. And after they click the add button, the system will send an alert with pop-up notification if the data have been inserted into the table or database. Next one is the edit.php. Like always, we need to create connection. The password is no password with user root and name MariaDB or database MariaDB. Okay, and this one here, this line 789 is to get values from input text and number. This page, edit the PHP page, it will receive data from AJAX request, and then after it will make update query and execute query and update particular ID of data in my SQL table. Like this one, the query here. This MySQL query is to update the data into the database. If they want to edit the equipment, they will check the edit. They will tukar the equipment section, and if the data have been updated, the system will send an alert with pop-up notification if the data have been updated. The last one is the delete.php. This page has been received data from AJAX request, and then after it, After that, it will delete query and remove or delete data from my SQL table and send response to AJAX method. This is the query. This MySQL query is to delete the existing data into database by deleting its primary key, which is the ID, where ID, post ID here, $sign post ID. And then after they click the delete button, it will send an alert with pop-up notification if the data has been deleted in the table or database, like this, data deleted. Alright, that's all from me. Thank you. Explaining about this web page called clubs location here. I will click the clubs location and it will go redirect to this page, which is admin clubslog.php. So in this admin site, they can delete the data, add the data, and also edit the data. So let's say the admin wants to add the new location into the system, so they can simply just add here. Let Urbax go. Then Manchi and Putri Penang. Say 24 hours here, and let's say have dumbbell, and they can click the add button. It will pop up the data insert here, and click OK, and it will insert in the database on the table. So in the database, we need to refresh this, and it will have the Urbax go, the new one, the dalam banci. I just add into the table. Okay, and let's say if they want to delete the data, they can delete whatever they want the data. Let's say they want to delete the new one, right? Are you sure you want to delete this? It will pop up the notification, and just click OK, and the data deleted. Click OK. Alright, the data is deleted. And if we refresh in the database, the new data is gone. And let's say they want to edit data. Let's say they want to edit this. Open at 6 AM. So just simply click into the table like that. Alright, and then just click anywhere outside the table. It will pop up notification, data updated, and thank you. So just click OK. So let's say this is Urbax Fitness Club. Oops, sorry, I just edit. Alright, Urbax Fitness Club. I changed it to 6, right? So check the database. Fitness Club. This one is 8. I will refresh. It will change to 6 AM. Alright. So in this page, that's all the admin can do. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Zahien and AMIRUZAMAN. I'm going to explain about the equipment and the feedback section. For the equipment section, we only use a HTML and CSS code because we just want to display the equipment and a little description about our equipment in our gym. So we have bench press, dumbbell, kettlebell, leg press machine, pull-up bar, and indoor cycle bike. To make this interface looks like a kite, we use a grid method. We also add a little hover effect when the user point the cursor on the kite.
Hi, my name is FAHIMUDDIN MAZLAN. So I will explain about the payment page. So as you can see here, for the title is Urbax search payment. So here is our logo, Urbax Fitness Center, and this is our navigation bar. So first of all, I use HTML only on this page. I don't use any PHP on this page. So for our navigation bar, when I hover over the text, it will change the color and underline the word. So for the user to pay or choose their membership, they must log in first. As you can see here, I already log in to this particular page. So we have three type of membership here in the Urbax Fitness Center. First is basic, and second gold, and finally we have the premium membership. So when you click the subscribe over here, it will go to the checkout page. The checkout page I will explain it later. So as you can see here, these three item is I'm using is a card, and this entire page is work using a grid item. So if I inspect here, you can see it's on a grid item. So you can see it's a 1 grid, 2 grid, and the 3 grid. And that's all for the payment page. See you later. So hi, it's me again. So I will explain about the checkout page. So for the checkout page, is as I mentioned before, you must click on the subscribe first, and you will go to the checkout page. See, I click here. See, we already go to the checkout page. How do we know? So as you can see up here, Urbax/checkout. This means we already in the checkout page. So first, customer must enter what type of membership they want. So I think I want to go to with basic. So you must register with the full name of yours as you register at the bank. So you must enter your card number, your expiry date for your card, and CVC. So when you click on the page, you go to the receipt page. So this is receipt page. So this receipt page is will determine by what username, your username and your email when you register on this page. So as you can see, FAHIMUDDIN@gmail.com. So this is our receipt page. So as you can see, thank you for subscribe our Urbax Fitness Center, and you must screenshot or print this page, and when you go to our gym to play with our equipments, so you show this to our front desk, and they will help you for a further help. Means they will assign you your trainer and many more. So when you go to home, see here home. So this is our home. So for the admin, when the admin can check either, see here, this is FAHIMUDDIN here. I already registered earlier. So this is my card and CVC, all the. So this is package ID. So what is package ID? So as you can see here, package ID is the foreign key for the payment table. So the package basically is package ID is like package ID and package name and package price we already determined. So means customer cannot lie to us. If they choose premium, they must pay with the premium price. So how do we know? It's a package ID here. So like earlier, you can see at our payment. Okay, I will show it. See, earlier I choose the basic. So basic equals to 1. So you can when you open the payment table, you can see here is a 1. So means admin know that you choose for the basic. So I will show you one more thing special about this payment, our payment. So when I log out, I will log in with another person. Let's choose my friend. So here is my friend account. So if I pay with his account, if you remember earlier, when I choose receipt, this name is Fahim and my email is FAHIMUDDIN8. So what if I pay with his receipt with his user? So I will choose premium, and premium. So card holder, IZAH, IZZATI. So the card number, the expiry date, and the CVC. So see, his name Bebek is his username, and his email is at johari@gmail.com. Means this page already determined who's the user. So you cannot lie with us. So we already know the user. So we refresh the localhost. See, IZZATI already here. Hi, it's me again. My name is Fahim. So I will explain about admin payment system. So admin payment code. So first of all, if you want to go to admin page, you must log in first. So you log in as an admin. So you will directly to the admin page. So at the list of payment, so here, if you remember earlier, I already did at the user already assign their name, card number, CVC, and many alls. So if you remember before this, is IZZATI, and with his card number and package ID. So if you remember, package ID is basically package ID 1 means basic, 2 means gold, and 3 means premium. So earlier IZZATI take premium, so the package ID will be number 3. So what is CRUD? So I'm using a CRUD API. CRUD stand for create, read, update, and delete. So for the create, I will create a new data. It's called IKMAL. Then the card number will be this one, and the package I will get the basic one. So I will insert. So as you can see here, the data is insert. So at the database, when I refresh the page, you can see the IKMAL already have the data. Since I don't take the expiry date and CVC at the admin, so it will not visible at the local host or the at the database. So we already cover on the create, we will cover on the read. So we already read this. This is basically, this form is already cover the read API, because we can see the member number, card number, package ID, and delete. So this all from the database, and we read in the website. So for the update, so I will update here. So I will update the package. Instead of package 1, I will go to package 3, which is premium. So when I update, this data is update. So you can see here, package ID is already update to 3. So in here, when I refresh, you can see the package ID equals to 3. Before this is 1. So finally is D, means delete. So when I delete this form, so the data is delete. So when I refresh, you can see IKMAL is not in there already. So that's it. So for the coding, I will go to the coding. So the coding here, admin payment.php. So admin payment.php. So we cover HTML is the basic one. I do the admin test, blah blah blah, admin CRUD, and many more. I cover on admin test, remember payment, and basically notification bar. And this is where I take the table, create the table. We add the we create the add button here. We enter the name, enter number, enter package, and all of this. So this is how you show the data on the confirmation. This one, how you want to show the data? Yeah, like that. So on the script, okay. So we use the Ajax. So first is fetch.php. So here, so when the method post means when have a variable, the method will go to the fetch.php, and the function function equal to data. So variable user data, the HTML data. So the dialog auto open false. So dia punya is with 400. So when we click on the add, which is here, add. So when you click here, we will go with this. So you can see the user dialog title add data. User dialog add data here, and the insert action, form action, user form is insert means is insert the data into the form like that. And finally for action attribute disable, and this one is disable. So from the user form on submit function event, so error name, error num, or error package. This one is already, so you can see here. So name, num, and package. So if we don't put one of the number or num name, so it will pop up the first name is required. So error name, error num, number is required, error number, and package ID. This package ID val equal to kosong, equal to 0, and the error num we package is required. So else error package ID, error package ID, text error package ID. So if error number and error name, error package ID or 0 is written false. And on this, else from action disable, and where the action.php. So ajax from the data it will go to the action.php. So from the document, click edit function. So the variable ID, variable this attribute ID, so it will fetch a single data. And ajax action.php will go with the method post. Data is id dot data action equal to action. So data type is JSON. We already know JSON is a database. So success function data. So the variable name equals to value data name. So number value data number, and package ID is value data package ID. User dialog attribute is title, and edit number, edit data. So action is a value update. So what is action? So when we click the update, it will do the thing. So we call it action. So hidden ID value is ID, and the form action will go to the update, and user dialog will open. So delete confirmation dialog. So when the auto open false, it is not automatically open. You must click on it and it will open. So button okay means we already click button function like this. Delete, and if you click on the OK, what we'll do, well the coding do is the variable ID ID. So the action will be delete. So ajax will go to the action PHP and post the data. So finally they will go to success, since it will delete, and delete confirmation dialog close action alert HTML action alert open load data. So finally it will load the new data, and if the cancel function cancel, the dialog will the dialog will close like this, cancel and finally close. So on the document, click delete function, variable ID, this attribute ID, delete confirmation, data ID sama ID, and dialog will open. This is from the index, and at the action, we'll go to action first. We'll go to the action first. So this is action file. So for the action, we include the database connection.php, means we will connect the database into this particular file. So if post action, so if post, so we've nested if post action equals to insert, the query, the database will go insert into payment. So it will insert the payment name, num, package ID. Value, it will post the value of the name, num, and package ID. So the statement connect, prepare, query, statement execute. This means the statement equal to connects, and it will prepare the query, which is database, and the statement will execute the data, and the echo is data insert. So this is all of this action will execute when we do the add function. So from the, you can see here, if a post action fetch single, query select from payment. So if you can see here, this one is we insert into the payment, and this one we select from the payment. So we will basically we will execute the, we will take the data from database and put it in here in the table. So statement connect, so it will prepare the database, and when the statement execute, it will go result. So result is equal to statement, and it will fetch all. So what's the mean fetch all? For each result, a row, means, as you can see here, 1 row, 2 row, and 3 row. So the output will be the name. So and the row will output the value of the name and number, and we will go to the value numbers and the output package ID, and we go to the value of package ID. So here you can see value of number, value of value of name, value of number, and value of package ID. So it will echo JSON encode output, means it will echo the database or the SQL. If post action equals to update, so what it will do when we click on the update, what we do is click on the update, or basically is edit, is update. So we go to query update payment. So we update the payment. Basically the update, it will update from the database, update here payment. So this is payment, table payment. It will update the name, num, and package ID. So it will update the ID, but it will be a hidden ID. So name, num, and package ID, remember? So if I update the IZZATI, this one, if I update IZZATI, okay, if I update here, so basically it will update the name here. So the statement connect, prepare, query, execute. So when the data is update, so you can see here, when the data is update, this also will update into this localhost or database. And finally is delete function action. So the query, it will delete from the payment where ID equal to ID is supposed. So basically it will delete the ID. Since the ID is the primary key or the main part of this table, so it will delete all the data that in that particular ID. For example, I will delete the number 42 ID. So I will delete here. So are you sure you want to delete this data? Yes. Okay, and then you can see here 42 is here, right? So when I delete the 42 ID, only left is 41 ID. So this is for the action. And the fetch basically when we want to do the row or table, or we create the entire row and table, this one. This is basically a fetch. Fetch is meaning we fetch data from the database and put it inside the table. This fetch. So include the database connection. So basically we will connect the database into this website. So query, we select from payment. So we select from table payment. So the statement will connect the prepare the SQL, then the statement will execute the query. So the result from the statement will fetch all, and total row statement is row count. So the table class, so it's the table class. So it's table class member name, card number, package ID, delete. So where you can see this, TR basically is table row. So where you can see this, you see member name, card number, package ID, edit and delete. So if the total row greater than 0, means it have the output, means it have the data. So the output will be row number and row number and package ID. So it will execute this row, this 3 row, and it will we will create the button that name edit, and the ID row is ID, and the button of delete. So if there are no, if it's total row less than 0, means no data in it. So the output will be data not found, means there are no data inside this table. So output is table. So echo output, we will echo the output. So echo the table basically. So the final part is database connection. It's simple. So PHP is we connect the database to the PDO. What is a PDO? PDO is PHP database object. This I've not mistaken. So MySQL host is localhost. So the DB name or database name is MariaDB that I currently use, and that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Amir Farhan. I'm going to present to you the schedule part of the website. There are currently two sections of the schedule, and that is the admin section and also the user section. Currently, I'm on the admin section of the schedule. As you can see, the yellow indicator, it shows the current day, the current date. I'm on the month format. As you can see here, it will show all of the days in the month. If you click the week and day format, and the day button, it will display the week and day format. Before that, I will show you how to create a new event. As you can see here, I already created one event here. It starts from 6 a.m. You can create a new event by clicking on a particular date, on a particular day. It will prompt you to enter the event title or the event name. After you put in a name, it will show that the event has been successfully added. It will display the event. For the month format, if you want to set a new event, the default time will be from 12 a.m. until 12 p.m. The admin can also create the event from the week and day format. You can also delete the event by clicking on the event itself and clicking OK to remove it. And voila, the event has been deleted. Okay, we are going to the week format of the schedule. As you can see here, the week format is a lot more flexible because you can drag and drop the event itself to another day, or you can change the duration of the event itself. For example, I want the event to happen only for an hour. Okay, it will show you the event has been updated. and it will show you the time itself. For example, I want to make this. For example, I want to make the event. I want to make 2 events that start at the same time. You can also press. You can also click. You can also add another event here. For example, I want to call the new event jogging. You can add the event to the. You can add the same. You can add another event to the. That starts from the same time at the same time. If you click the day button, it will show you the day format of the schedule. The text will be clearer on the day format rather than the week format. And that's all for the admin schedule. This is the coding for the administrator's schedule. As you can see here, I have five functions that I use for the schedule. This function needs to add a new event. This is the update function. The update function has two functions, and that is the event resize, so that you can resize the event to the duration that you want, and the drop event, that you can drag and drop the event itself to another day or another month or another week. And finally, this is the event click button. If you click the event itself, it will show if you want to remove the event itself. And here are the codes for the navigation bar. That's all for the administrator's coding. This is the second section of the schedule of the website. Currently, I am on the user section of the website. As you can see here, there are 2 events that that are created from the administrators section. As you can see here, this is the administrators section. For example, I changed the event to the 16th of July. Okay, if you refresh the page, the user section will also display the same events as the administrators, but the user section cannot drag, cannot resize, or cannot delete the events. They can only view the events itself. Here's the day format of the schedule. This is the week format of the schedule, and finally this is the month format of the schedule. As for the codes itself, the codes are just like the administrators codes, but it has only 2 functions, and that is the insert function and the load function, so that the events are displayed on the day. That's all for the schedule part of the website. Thank you.
Next is the feedback section. In the feedback section, user can give their thought or respond about our website. Have a first name form, last name form, email form, and message and a submit button. First name, last name, and email is required. User can write a message and click the submit button to submit their feedback to our email. So the code for the feedback section, we make a class named a container. We use a formspeed.io to make the process easier when the user click the submit button. We will get the email from the user without any backend coding. Then we create another class for the each form. So for the first name, so the first class is we need the user first name and label the form to the first name. The input type is text. The input type is text because we want the user to put their name. The process is the same for the last name form. For the email form, the input is email. So if the user inputs the wrong email format, the form will be not submitted. And lastly, the last form is the message forms. The input type is the text, and we use the text area tag for the user to write the longer message. And finally, the submit button for the user to submit the feedback form. Okay, for example, when the user fill the form, an email and a message, I submit it. I click the submit button. It will pop up a thanks message from the form spree. So go back. So if we open our email, it will be in this form. This form, we can see their name, their first name, their last name, and their email. Email is required because it is for us to reply to the message if needed. That's all for me. Thank you.